All right, everyone. A very, very good afternoon to all of you. Today, in this tutorial, we would be discussing basically the wildlife of India. But before we actually discuss the wildlife, we would be doing a bit of forests. If you remember, we had done natural vegetation in class, right? And we would, of course, be looking at why are forests important to us, right? And then from there, we will be looking at some of the facts about wildlife in India, right? So, of course, my request would be that when you are watching this tutorial, please have your notebooks with you, and of course, please take down notes in your notebook. Yes, and of course, in your geography notebooks, right? Perfect. So, if we talk about forests, you realize that they are very useful to us because forests perform many different functions, right? So, one of the most important functions that the plants and the trees in the forest do is that they release oxygen without which we cannot survive, and of course, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So, now if this is a tree over here, the tree is going to absorb carbon dioxide, and in turn it is going to release oxygen into the atmosphere, which helps us to breathe and live happily, right? Then of course you realize that the roots of the trees, right, they help to bind the soil together in one place such that the soil does not move unnecessarily, and that is why they are also able to prevent soil erosion, right? It is quite self explanatory. And of course, not to mention that forests provide us with timber, that is wood for furniture. They provide us with wood for fuel. They are also a source of a lot of medicinal plants, a lot of herbs. We also get honey from the forests, etc. Right? And of course, not to mention that forests are the natural habitat for wildlife in the world. That is where animals and birds and reptiles and amphibians, all of them live happily in the forests, right? So this is why perhaps forests are important to us. Now, if we see that forests are the natural habitat of wildlife, let's look at some of the facts about wildlife in India. So, you realize that forests are a home to a variety of wildlife, very obvious, and there are thousands of species of animals that live in the forests, including mammals, amphibians, birds, insects, etc. Right? And of course, you will realize that our national animal is the tiger. Yes, the national animal of India is the tiger. And if you were to talk about the Asiatic lions, the majestic Asiatic lions, they are found in the Gir forest in Gujarat. Right? So the Gir forest is found in Gujarat, and that is where you will also find the Asiatic lions. And of course, you will find animals like the elephants and the one horned rhino in the forests of Assam, which is in the northeast India. And of course, you can also find elephants in the south in states such as Kerala and Karnataka. So, if somebody asks you where can you find elephants in India, you can perhaps say that elephants are found in the forests of Assam, and they are also found in Kerala and Karnataka, which are in the south of India. And we have some amazing breeds and species such as camels, which is known as the ship of the desert, and it is found in the Thar desert. And of course, you have wild asses, which are in the run of Kutch, which is again a desert part of Gujarat. Yes, and of course, some exotic species like the wild goats, the snow leopards, bears, etc., are also found in the Himalayas, right? Which is, of course, full with snow, right? And not to mention that India is rich in bird life as well. Peacock is our national bird, tiger is our national animal, and peacock is our national bird. And apart from peacock, we have other species of birds such as parrots, mynas, geese, bulbuls, ducks, and of course a lot of other hundreds and thousands of species of birds that exist in this country. And of course, we have amphibians as well, where we have a lot of variety of snakes in India, and the most important ones are cobras and kraits, right? These are the two most important species of snakes in India, right? But the problem is, of course, these are some very general facts about wildlife in India. But the one major fact is that due to deforestation and cutting of trees, wildlife is declining rapidly, and some species, right, some species are also becoming extinct, right? Some species in India are also becoming extinct. Extinct, now what does the word extinct mean? Extinct means that they no longer are available on earth. They are no longer alive. Not even a single animal of that particular species is alive on earth. They have all vanished, right? So that is what it means when I say that some species are also becoming extinct, right? So now what has the government done in order to tackle this problem of the decrease and extinction of wildlife? Of course, let us see them one by one. So the government has set up national parks like the Jim Corbett National Park, the Kanha National Park, etc. And they have also set up biosphere reserves, right? They have also set up biosphere reserves in order to protect animals, right? And of course, the government has started multiple projects like the Project Tiger, which aims to save the tiger population in India, and the Project Elephant, which of course very obviously aims to save the elephant population in India, right? And of course, various other programs that are launched by the government include programs like One Mahotsav, right? It is a celebration of forests, One Mahotsav, which involve more people in making our earth green and a better place, right? So these are some of the steps that the government is taking in order to prevent wildlife from becoming extinct in India. I hope that was a tutorial that helped you understand about forests and wildlife. Uh, if you have any questions at all, please do reach out to me. And please make sure that you're making your notes by pausing the video in between and noting them down. So until the next time, take care and please have fun.